Hi, I am Uğur from Huawei Developers and welcome to the Huawei tutorial series. Today I am going to talk about authentication. In this video, I will show you how to authenticate with Huawei Mobile Services Account Kit. Firstly, we will look service process and I will show you how to sign in with HUAWEI ID. Then, I will show you silently sign in method and sign out methods. A user chooses to sign in to your app using an ID. Your app sends a request to the Account Software Development Kit to obtain the authorization code. The Account Software Development Kit sends the request for obtaining the authorization code to Huawei Mobile Services Core. Huawei Mobile Services Core further sends the request to the account server. Huawei Mobile Services Core brings up the authorization screen of the account server, explicitly notifying the user of the content to be authorized based on the authorization scope contained in the sign-in request. The user confirms the authorization. The account server returns the authorization code to Huawei Mobile Services Core. Huawei Mobile Services Core returns the authorization code to the Account Software Development Kit. The Account Software Development Kit returns the authorization code to your app. Your app sends the authorization code to the app server. Your app server sends a request to the account server to obtain the access token, refresh token, and ID token. The account server returns the access token, refresh token, and ID token. Firstly, create an account out params object and set parameters you will use. We will use account out params object and account out params helper for this step. Account out params is an ID sign-in authorization option. Account out params helper is an ID sign-in authorization option constructor that is used to create an account out params object. Firstly, create an account out params object. After that, set some parameters for obtain user information. For example, set ID token, set access token, or set profile methods. Secondly, create an account out service object and call the account out manager get service method with current activity and mout param object. We will use account out service object and account out manager for this step. Account out service signs into an app with an ID, and account out manager is entry for the ID sign-in service. Firstly, create an account out service object. After that, set account out params object in here. And finally, call start activity for result method and check if sign-in was successful. In this method, you have to check your request code and check your operation if operation was successful. In this section, I will talk about silent sign-in with HUAWEI ID. For silent sign-in, authorization is required only at the first sign-in to your app using an ID. Subsequent sign-ins do not require any authorization. A user triggers silent sign-in in a specific scenario. Your app calls the default constructor of account out params helper to set authorization parameters. The Account Software Development Kit returns the account out params object containing authorization parameters to your app. Your app calls the account out manager get service method to initialize the account out service object. The Account Software Development Kit returns the account out service object to your app. Your app calls the account out service silent sign-in method to send a silent sign-in request to the Account Software Development Kit. The Account Software Development Kit checks whether the user meets the authorization condition for silent sign-in and returns the authorization result to your app. Your app determines subsequent processing based on the authorization result. We need to use account out service object in this section. Account out service signs in to an app with an ID. Supported operating systems EMUI 3.0 or later and Android 4.4 or later. For start to silently sign in operations, create a task from account out service object and add on success listener and on failure listener. Yes, that's all. You can see here your silently sign in method. After signing into an app using an ID, the user can sign out his or her ID as needed. After the user signs out, the app will notify the Account Software Development Kit to clear the user's ID information. You can see service process in here. A user has signed into your app and attempts to sign out. Your app calls the account out service sign out method to request the Account Software Development Kit to sign the user out. The Account Software Development Kit deletes the sign-in information of the user and sends the sign-out result to your app. You need to use Account Out Service object This object includes all of the sign-in operations with a HUAWEI ID. To sign out from a HUAWEI ID, create a task from Account Out Service object and add onSuccessListener and onFailureListener. Thank you for watching. For more detailed information, you can visit developer.huawei.com.